Hey peeps, welcome back to another video. This is another story video. I literally was sitting here because I was like, I want to post another video because it's been a little over a week, but I didn't know what to post. I was being like, it's a little too late to do a Valentine thing, but then I was like, I don't know. And then I was scrolling through Twitter, and I literally saw a tweet that was like, people just, if you want to engage with your audience or whatever, tell a good story. And I was like, I already tell some stories. But then I started thinking about a good story. And then I remembered something that I completely blocked out of my mind that this happened. And I remember it, but I don't remember all of it, but I'll tell you what I do remember. So, the thing about this is I was really little, okay? And also, I know, my hair is kind of crazy. I'm just gonna have to deal with it, but because it's getting longer. I cut it up to here, and now it's getting longer, so it's at that awkward, still kind of short, but also starting to get kind of long face. So. Anyway. The thing is, this story, I don't remember how old I was, but I am 99% sure I was in elementary school, obviously, because I was young enough where I needed a babysitter. So, I'm just gonna vaguely go over this. Basically, how it worked when I was little was that, it's, okay, this is just for context, because otherwise it's not really, yeah, it's just for context, but, over the summer I think I explained this in a video, I don't know, but basically, when me and my sister were little, we would fly over to visit my dad for a month or so, because my parents lived in different states, so we couldn't see both of them at the same time, and so we would only see my dad over the summer. However, one summer, because when we were little, looking back, I realized this, my dad was in a position where he obviously couldn't take too much time off to spend time with me and my sister, even though he wanted to. And it sucks, but when he was not able to keep an eye on us while he had to go to work, he needed a babysitter. So, oh, hold on one second, my food. Sorry, if I pause the video for a second, it's only because I'm making food right now, so I have to go check on it. But anyway, so obviously me and my sister needed a babysitter because my dad couldn't, keep an eye on us the whole time, just while he was at work. So, this was when my dad had a girlfriend. He was dating somebody at the time. And they couldn't find a babysitter because his girlfriend was working as well. In fact, I think she would get off work later than he did, but I do not remember. Which is why I don't think she could watch us. I'm not 100% sure on that, but, basically, she was like, I have a sister, and she has 2 kids, and she's willing to watch your daughters for you, and my dad was like, okay, we'll try it out, we'll try it, and first, I'm already getting more memories flooding back. So first, I don't even know how to explain how the atmosphere felt. It was just, I'll just describe what it was like, what I saw, first glance. It was a small house. The mom, she, my dad's girlfriend's sister, she only watched TV all the time. She barely kept an eye on her own kids. I'm not gonna say she's a bad mom, but that's literally what it was like. Now, her two daughters, or at least the one I remember, I don't remember the other one, I'm pretty sure it was like 1 or 2 daughters, but the one I remember who was my babysitter she's a couple years older than me, I believe, or a few years older than me, so she was, I don't remember how old she was, and it bugs me, but I know she was like at least, she was a few years older than me. So, okay, hold on, I can flip my food real fast. Okay, sorry. Anyway, back to the story. So, there were multiple days in the week where we had to go to this person's house. And literally, me and my sister we tried so hard to be her friend, but she's not a good person. I don't know how she is now, but she was not a good person. I'm just gonna go off by saying, like, a couple of the minor stuff that she did, and then to the worst. That was like, we don't want her as a babysitter anymore. So, there were a couple times where, I think there was one day where I brought my Nintendo DS, the original Nintendo DS, not before the light. Okay, so everyone's like, so every time I'm like, oh, I had the original Nintendo DS, everyone's like, oh, the light? I'm like, no, the original Nintendo DS, okay? So, but I thought it was the coolest thing, because my parents bought it for me, and I was so excited. I brought it so I can play it, and this fucking bitch, I'm sorry, already just thinking about her starting to get me mad. She would, I don't want to say guilt trip us into making her play it, and I'm like, it's my DS, can I have a turn? And she was like, I'm the babysitter, you have to listen to me. And I'm like, and it just made me so freaking mad, but at the same time I was like, oh, she'll give me a turn, it's fine, because I was just a kid. So the other thing was, like, the worst thing she did, because the other minor stuff that she did was obviously be really rough with us, because we were little kids. She would be rough with us, and I don't remember if it was me or my sister, but one of us, like, she had a bunk bed in her room. One of us fell, and we started crying, and she literally was like, stop crying, stop crying, stop crying. And I don't know if she bribed us or did something to make us be quiet, but I want to talk about the worst thing she ever did. And she did this multiple times too, where she, dead ass, if we did not do what she said, she would lock us in her closet for, I don't know how, I genuinely don't know how long, but I want to say about an hour, if not at least an hour. And it was not like a big ass closet either. It was obviously like a tiny, like, closet with sliding doors, and she had shoes and shit in there, so obviously, but she would lock, like, I remember being locked in there, and I was like crying, and I was like freaking out, because obviously, like, I was a little anxious kid, and I was like, I didn't want to be locked in there, and I was freaking the hell out. And I remember hearing my sister on the other side, like, please let her out. And she said something like, no, she's being punished. And I'm like, what did I do? You know? Like, literally, what the fuck did I do? Like, I don't know if she, like, bitch, if you're watching this, what the fuck did I do to you? Honestly. It was so scary. As a tiny kid being locked in this closet, it was borderline traumatizing, if I'm being honest. And maybe that's why I'm slightly claustrophobic now as an adult, but oh my god. She did that to my sister too, or she would lock us both in there at one point too, which, surprise, we barely fit in her damn closet. And she would play on my DS and play with my sister's like Polly Pockets while we were locked in the closet, like, please let us out. And she would ignore us. She wouldn't say it. She's like, once you stop crying, I'll let you out. And we were in there for so fucking long. And that's when I was like, we're gonna tell Dad about this. And she immediately let us out and was like, don't tell your dad. And in our kid mind, we're like, too late, bitch. We're telling our dad, fuck you. That, like, what you did is horrible. And we even told her mom, and at first she did not believe us, okay? She was like, she wouldn't do that. And then it's like, we're little kids. Why would we make that shit up? Like, seriously, why would we make that up? You know what I mean? Oh my god, it made me so mad. She did not believe us, so obviously this girl could get away with more shit. Like, she could do more shit to us, and it was terrible. My dad came home from work, and he's like, did you guys have a good day? And we're like, no. And he was like, what happened? And I'm trying to vaguely remember, like, I'm trying to remember what was said, but I'm just saying it from my perspective and what I think happened. So if I'm wrong, Sarah, you can correct me if you watch this. You can correct me if you want, please. But I vaguely remember he comes to pick us up, and he's like, did you guys have a good day? We're like, no. And he's like, what happened? And we're like crying, and he's like, what's wrong? And he could tell something was wrong with us. And we explained what happened, and she was like, she locked us in a closet. She started playing with our toys and locked us in this closet and wouldn't let us out. And the mom was like, I thought they were just telling stories. And he's like, are you serious? These are my kids. They would not just make something like that up. And he was like, I cannot believe that. And ever since we like Dad, and the next day he asked us, he was like, be honest, I'll give you guys the choice. Do you guys want to go back to their house? And we're like, no, we know what she's gonna do to us. And he literally was like, okay, I'm not gonna make you go back. And I don't remember if it was him or his girlfriend. I think one of them called off work to watch us while they figure out another plan or for a babysitter or something. I genuinely don't remember. I do remember, though, one day we went to work with him because he literally had no other option in order to, like, somebody to watch us. But, I don't know. Something in my nose. But yeah, so that was that. That was the worst babysitter I've ever had. And honestly, it was freaking terrible that I'm just gonna say this right now. If you are somebody that has done that to a child, I don't know what the fuck is going on in your head, but that is not okay. Like, I have so many little siblings, but I'm like 99% sure I did not lock them in a fucking closet for hours in the dark. I'm like pretty sure I haven't done that. So I'm like, I can't, because like obviously now I can't imagine me doing that to anybody's kid, no matter how annoying they are. So I don't know what the fuck went on in her head to make her do that to us. Like, she wasn't a good person, and it was so bad, but it was nice to know that I was lucky enough to have parents where, like, they listened to what me and my sister were saying, and they believed us. Because there's a lot of parents that are like, oh, suck it up, you're being dramatic. And it's like, no. At least in that instance, I know we weren't, obviously. Because that's fucked up, so... yeah, so that's the worst babysitter I've ever had. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you are new. I post all kinds of random shit like this, stories and reactions, and all kinds of random shit like that. I've been posting a lot of shorts as well about rants and stuff, so if you want to check those out too, please do so. That would be great, because apparently a few of my shorts have gotten way more views than I thought they ever would. I'm like, what the fuck? Because, like, one of them got, like, 3,000 views. I was like, I was not expecting that, like, at all. So, yeah, so also leave in the comments video ideas, or if you have any interesting or similar stories like that as well. I would love to read them. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!